Welcome back, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Benjamin Carter, and for over 3 decades, I've had the privilege of walking alongside men as they navigate the complexities of aging, helping them to reclaim their health, their vitality, and their peace of mind. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that, for many men over 60, remains shrouded in silence, misunderstanding, and even shame: masturbation. It's a natural, healthy part of human sexuality, yet pervasive myths silently sabotage the well-being of countless older men. My mission today is to cut through that noise, dispel these pervasive untruths, and empower you with the knowledge that can transform your physical and emotional health. For too long, the narrative around male sexuality, especially as we age, has been distorted by outdated beliefs and societal pressures. Many men believe that masturbation in their later years is abnormal or even detrimental, leading them to suppress natural urges, foster unnecessary guilt, and miss out on significant health benefits. I'm about to reveal 6 critical masturbation myths that most men over 60 unknowingly subscribe to, yet these beliefs are absolutely vital for your sexual health, prostate health, and overall well-being. And make sure you stay until the very end, because I'll uncover one specific overlooked connection between your mindset and your sexual vitality that's silently, yet powerfully, undermining your confidence and pleasure, a mistake almost every man makes without knowing. If you're ready to take charge of your sexual health and age with strength, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my doctor-backed advice. Your health is your most valuable asset, and understanding it is the first step to a richer, more fulfilling life. Let's begin by dismantling the first pervasive myth that quietly erodes men's confidence. Myth 1: masturbation is only for younger men, or it's shameful abnormal at this age. This is perhaps the most insidious myth, deeply ingrained in our collective psyche, and it stems from a societal narrative that often associates sexual activity with youth, procreation, or partnered intimacy alone. As men mature, there's an unspoken pressure to retire from active sexuality, or at least to compartmentalize it within the confines of a traditional relationship. When a man over 60 experiences sexual desire or engages in self-pleasure, he might feel a profound sense of shame, as if he's doing something inappropriate or undignified for his age. This internal shame is often exacerbated by a lack of open discussion about sexuality in later life, leaving men to grapple with their feelings in isolation. I recall a patient, Arthur, a distinguished retired school principal in his early 70s. Arthur was a man of immense integrity and quiet dignity. He came to me for a routine prostate check, but during our conversation he confided, almost in a whisper, that he felt dirty and perverted for still experiencing sexual urges and occasionally masturbating, especially after his wife passed away. He spoke of the guilt that would wash over him, as if he were betraying his late wife, or worse, somehow failing the expectations of what an elderly gentleman should be. He confessed that this feeling of shame had begun to erode his self-worth, making him withdraw from social activities and even avoid conversations about anything remotely intimate. He thought he was alone in this experience, a singular anomaly. Physiologically, this suppression of natural desire, this self-imposed emotional isolation, can contribute to heightened stress, anxiety, and even sleep disturbances. The body's natural urges, when consistently denied or shamed, can manifest as a subtle but persistent internal tension, impacting overall well-being far beyond the bedroom. It's a silent battle that depletes a man's emotional reserves, leaving him feeling disconnected from his own body and desires. The pervasive societal narrative that older men should be past such primitive urges can be incredibly damaging. It tells men their experiences are abnormal, leading to isolation and a profound reluctance to seek help or even acknowledge their true feelings. Solution for Myth 1: reframe sexuality as lifelong and embrace self-care. Gentlemen, it's crucial to understand that sexual desire and the capacity for pleasure are lifelong aspects of the human experience, not confined to youth. Masturbation, in fact, is a fundamental form of self-care and self-expression. Action Step 1: reframe your internal dialogue. Challenge those internalized beliefs. Recognize that your sexual feelings are natural, healthy, and a testament to your vitality. Replace shame with self-compassion. Instead of "I shouldn't be feeling this," try "This is a normal, healthy part of who I am, regardless of my age." Action Step 2: educate yourself and seek support. Read reputable resources on healthy aging and sexuality. Consider speaking with a trusted healthcare professional, like a urologist or a sex therapist, who can offer validation and guidance. Understanding the normalcy of your experiences can be incredibly liberating. Action Step 3. Practice mindful self-pleasure. If you choose to engage, do so mindfully without judgment. Focus on the sensations, the relaxation, and the pleasure. This isn't just about physical release. It's about connecting with your body, reducing stress, and affirming your right to pleasure. It's a powerful act of self-love, and it can significantly reduce anxiety and promote emotional well-being. Moving on to our second misconception, which often causes undue anxiety. Myth 2. Excessive masturbation depletes energy, testosterone, vitality. This myth is a stubborn relic from antiquated notions, often tied to Victorian-era moralizing and pseudoscientific theories about vital fluids. It suggests that ejaculation, whether through intercourse or masturbation, somehow drains a man's life force, leading to fatigue, weakness, or even a reduction in testosterone. Men approaching or beyond 60, already concerned about natural declines in energy levels or hormonal changes, can easily fall prey to this fear. The anxiety around overdoing it can lead to a self-imposed abstinence, depriving them of the emotional and physical benefits of sexual release. This concern is particularly acute for men who might already be experiencing age-related fatigue or perceived drops in libido, often wrongly attributing these to masturbation. I remember Robert, a retired engineer in his mid-70s. Robert was meticulously organized and concerned with efficiency. He'd read something online, a snippet from a questionable source, claiming that each ejaculation cost the body a certain amount of energy and nutrients, and that too much could lead to irreversible depletion. He became convinced that his increasing fatigue, which was actually due to a combination of mild sleep apnea and an undiagnosed vitamin D deficiency, was a direct result of his occasional masturbation. He stopped engaging in any sexual activity, fearing it would exacerbate his tiredness. This avoidance, however, only deepened his anxiety, creating a vicious cycle where his physical fatigue was amplified by his emotional stress about a supposed depletion. Physiologically, the body is a remarkably efficient machine. Ejaculation does not deplete essential nutrients or significantly reduce testosterone levels. While there might be a very temporary minor fluctuation in testosterone immediately post-ejaculation, it rapidly returns to baseline. In fact, regular sexual activity, including masturbation, is linked to better cardiovascular health, improved sleep, and a reduction in stress hormones. The idea of depletion is a profound misunderstanding of male sexual physiology, leading to unnecessary fear and a significant reduction in quality of life. Solution for Myth 2. Embrace the truth of male sexual physiology and listen to your body. The truth is, your body is designed for sexual expression, and it replenishes itself constantly. Action Step 1. Understand hormonal dynamics. Educate yourself on how testosterone naturally fluctuates throughout the day and with age. Masturbation has no long-term negative impact on your testosterone levels. Focus instead on lifestyle factors that do support healthy testosterone: balanced diet, regular exercise, adequate sleep, and stress management. Action Step 2. Listen to your body's signals. There's no magic number for too much. Your body will tell you what feels right. If you feel tired or sensitive, it's a signal to rest, not a sign of depletion. Sexual activity should feel pleasurable and relaxing, not draining. Action Step 3. View masturbation as a stress reducer. The release of endorphins and oxytocin during orgasm is a powerful stress reliever and can improve sleep quality. Rather than draining you, it often recharges you emotionally and mentally, contributing to a sense of well-being. Embrace it as a tool for relaxation and mental clarity. Now, let's address a sensitive area that often impacts relationships. Myth 3. Masturbation is a substitute for real intimacy and can damage relationships. This myth suggests that if a man engages in masturbation, he must be unsatisfied with his partner, or that self-pleasure somehow diminishes the desire for partnered intimacy, creating emotional distance and potentially leading to resentment within a relationship. This belief often stems from a narrow view of intimacy, equating it solely with sexual intercourse and failing to recognize the multifaceted nature of connection. There's a pervasive societal pressure on men to always be performers in a relationship, and if personal sexual expression takes place outside of that dynamic, it can be viewed as a failing, either of the man or the relationship itself. This misinterpretation can lead to unspoken fears, misunderstandings, and a lack of open communication between partners, fostering emotional distance rather than genuine connection. I recall John, a spry 68-year-old whose wife, Sarah, confided in me about a growing chasm in their marriage. Sarah felt neglected and believed John's masturbation was a sign that he was no longer attracted to her or that she was somehow inadequate. John, on the other hand, was engaging in self-pleasure primarily due to different libidos and a desire for personal stress relief, but he was terrified to discuss it, fearing Sarah's reaction. He felt trapped, caught between his natural urges and his love for his wife. This unspoken tension created a silent battle, with John feeling guilty and misunderstood, and Sarah feeling rejected and insecure. The true issue wasn't the act of masturbation itself, but the lack of open, honest dialogue about their individual sexual needs and desires. Emotionally, this myth fosters a sense of guilt and secrecy, eroding trust and creating barriers to genuine intimacy. Physically, the stress of this unspoken tension can manifest as sexual dysfunction, as anxiety about perceived inadequacy or relationship strain can directly impact erectile function and overall sexual satisfaction. Solution for myth 3. Foster open communication and understand masturbation as self-exploration. Masturbation is not a replacement for partnered intimacy. It's a complementary aspect of a healthy sexual life. Action step 1. Initiate honest dialogue with your partner. Open communication is paramount. Explain that self-pleasure is a normal part of your sexuality, a way to understand your own body, manage stress, or satisfy urges when partnered sex isn't feasible or desired. Emphasize that it does not diminish your love or desire for your partner. Action step 2. Understand individual needs and shared pleasure. Recognize that different libidos or preferences are normal. Masturbation can be a tool for self-discovery, helping you understand what brings you pleasure. This self-knowledge can actually enhance partnered intimacy by allowing you to better communicate your desires and preferences to your partner. Action step 3. Explore broader intimacy. Remind yourselves that intimacy extends beyond physical sex. Focus on shared activities, emotional connection, verbal affirmation, and physical touch that isn't necessarily sexual. Masturbation can relieve pressure from partnered sex, allowing both partners to enjoy each other's company without the burden of constant sexual performance expectations. Next, a critical myth concerning men's most talked about organ. Myth 4. Masturbation harms the prostate, causes erectile dysfunction, makes existing conditions worse. This myth preys on men's natural concerns about their prostate health and sexual function as they age. It falsely claims that masturbation can somehow damage the prostate, lead to problems like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or even prostate cancer, or that it directly causes or exacerbates erectile dysfunction, ED. This misinformation often creates undue anxiety, leading men to avoid self-pleasure out of fear for their health. The source of this myth is often anecdotal, lacking any scientific basis, or a misunderstanding of complex physiological processes. Men who already experience mild urinary symptoms or occasional difficulty achieving an erection might mistakenly attribute these issues to their masturbatory habits, rather than seeking proper medical evaluation for underlying conditions. David, a spirited 64-year-old, had been diagnosed with early-stage BPH, causing some mild urinary frequency. A well-meaning friend, misinformed by internet forums, warned him that too much masturbation would worsen his prostate and might even lead to cancer. Panicked, David completely ceased all sexual activity, fearing he was actively harming himself. He developed intense anxiety around his bladder, constantly monitoring his symptoms, convinced they were worsening due to his past habits. His ED, which had recently begun to emerge due to early vascular changes and stress, he also attributed to his past masturbation, rather than recognizing it as a common age-related concern that needed medical attention. This fear became a significant emotional burden, impacting his quality of life and preventing him from seeking accurate information or beneficial treatments. Physiologically, current urological consensus strongly suggests the opposite. Regular ejaculation is actually beneficial for prostate health. Studies have indicated a potential link between higher ejaculation frequency and a lower risk of prostate cancer. Furthermore, there is no scientific evidence linking masturbation to ED. ED is typically caused by vascular issues, neurological conditions, hormonal imbalances, psychological factors like anxiety or depression, or side effects of medications. In fact, healthy sexual function, including masturbation, supports robust vascular health, which is crucial for erections. Solution for myth 4. Embrace urological consensus and prioritize informed health decisions. It's time to replace fear with facts, gentlemen. Action step 1. Understand prostate health benefits. Embrace the growing body of evidence suggesting that regular ejaculation, through masturbation or partnered sex, may actually reduce the risk of prostate cancer and promote overall prostate health. The theory is that regular ejaculation helps flush out potential carcinogens or calcifications from the prostate gland. Action step 2. Separate myth from medical reality regarding ED. Masturbation does not cause ED. If you are experiencing ED, it is crucial to consult a urologist. This symptom is often an early warning sign of underlying health issues like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or hormonal imbalances. Addressing these root causes is paramount, not avoiding masturbation. In fact, masturbation can help maintain erectile function by supporting penile blood flow and nervous system activity. Action step 3. Focus on overall lifestyle for prostate and erectile health. A healthy lifestyle, including a balanced diet, regular exercise, maintaining a healthy weight, avoiding smoking, and managing stress, is far more impactful for prostate health and erectile function than any perceived risk from masturbation. Continue regular screenings with your urologist for peace of mind. Now, let's explore a myth that impacts self-worth and connection. Myth 5. Masturbation is a sign of desperation or loneliness if you're not in a relationship. This deeply unfortunate myth implies that masturbation, especially for single or widowed men over 60, is a pathetic act, a last resort for those who cannot find a partner. It stems from a societal bias that heavily prioritizes partnered sexual activity and often overlooks the legitimate human need for self-pleasure and sexual expression outside of a relationship context. This belief can lead to profound self-stigma, making men feel less than, undesirable, or like they are somehow failing at life simply because they are not in a romantic partnership. It fosters a sense of isolation and can deter men from engaging in a natural, healthy behavior that could otherwise enhance their well-being. I recall Charles, a gentle 72-year-old widower who came to me suffering from increasing depression and anxiety. His wife had passed away 5 years prior, and he had found solace and comfort in occasional self-pleasure. However, he was tormented by the thought that this act was a sign of his loneliness, a desperate plea for connection that he was unable to find. He felt a deep sense of shame, as if he were somehow failing at being a man or a widower, and that his continued sexual urges were an embarrassing anachronism. He stopped completely, which only exacerbated his emotional distress, leaving him feeling more isolated and disconnected from his body. His self-criticism spiraled, impacting his sleep, appetite, and general zest for life. Societally, there's often an unspoken judgment that older single men should either be celibate or actively seeking a new partner, with little space for self-directed sexual fulfillment. This narrow view fails to acknowledge the full spectrum of human emotional and physical needs. Solution for myth 5. Reframe as self-care, self-love, and healthy self-exploration. Sexual expression is a fundamental human need, regardless of relationship status. Action step 1. Embrace self-pleasure as a form of self-care. View masturbation not as a sign of desperation, but as a legitimate and healthy way to manage stress, relax, explore your own body, and experience pleasure. It is an act of self-nurturing, contributing to your overall well-being, much like exercise or healthy eating. Action step 2. Acknowledge normal human needs. Understand that sexual desire is a natural human drive that doesn't disappear with age or relationship status. It's perfectly normal to have sexual urges and to seek healthy outlets for them, whether you are single, partnered, or widowed. Action step 3. Focus on pleasure and well-being. Shift your focus from external validation to internal satisfaction. Engage in self-pleasure because it feels good, reduces tension, and brings you peace. This positive reframing can significantly improve your mood, reduce anxiety, and enhance your sense of self-worth. It's about self-acceptance and acknowledging your right to pleasure, independent of anyone else. Let's confront the 6th and final common misconception. Myth 6. It's too late to explore or benefit from sexual self-expression at this age. This myth is deeply rooted in ageism, both societal and internalized. It propagates the idea that as men enter their 60s, 70s, and beyond, their sexual lives are effectively over, or that any remaining sexual desire is merely a ghost of their youth. This belief can lead to a profound sense of surrender to perceived inevitability, causing men to prematurely abandon their sexual selves, give up on intimacy, and lose a vital component of their overall well-being. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy where the belief in decline leads to a reduction in activity, which then appears to confirm the initial belief. This surrender can lead to a significant loss of desire for intimacy, reduced quality of life, and a diminished sense of self, impacting one's very identity as a vibrant, capable individual. I remember Frank, an incredibly resilient 80-year-old who came to me with persistent feelings of apathy. He was convinced his sexual years were long behind him, and that exploring any form of sexual expression, even self-pleasure, was pointless. He had simply resigned himself to a celibate future, believing his body was no longer capable of pleasure or arousal. His emotional state was flat, and he felt a deep sense of loss for a part of his life he believed was irrevocably gone. He felt disconnected from his own body, as if it had become an inert vessel. We worked together to explore the concept of lifelong sexuality, and he gradually opened up to the idea of mindful self-exploration. To his surprise, he rediscovered sensations and forms of pleasure he thought were lost forever. This journey wasn't just about physical release. It reignited a spark within him, bringing back a sense of vitality and joy he thought was impossible. Societally, we often receive messages that older bodies are less capable, less desirable, and therefore less sexual. This narrative is incredibly damaging, pushing men to believe that their sexual identity has an expiration date, leading to a profound sense of loss and isolation. Solution for Myth 6. Embrace lifelong sexuality and adapt your approach. Your sexual journey is unique and continues throughout your life. It's about adaptation and discovery. Action Step 1. Re-envision your sexual landscape. Recognize that sexuality evolves. While the speed or intensity of arousal might change, the capacity for pleasure and intimacy remains. Explore new forms of self-pleasure, focusing on touch, sensation, and the emotional connection to your body, rather than solely on performance or orgasm. Action Step 2. Prioritize mental and physical benefits. Understand that active sexual health, including masturbation, contributes significantly to mental sharpness, emotional well-being, and even cardiovascular health. The release of feel-good hormones can reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance sleep, all vital for a healthy aging process. Action Step 3. Seek professional guidance for adaptations. If physical changes like erectile dysfunction or pain are impacting your ability to engage in self-pleasure, don't suffer in silence. Consult a urologist or a sex therapist. There are many interventions and strategies available to help you adapt and continue to experience sexual satisfaction. Your doctor can help you navigate any physiological changes and ensure you maintain a fulfilling sexual life. With just a few minutes of consistent effort each day, or even just a shift in mindset, many of my patients report noticeable improvements in their emotional well-being, stress levels, and even their confidence within a matter of weeks. This isn't just about physical changes. It's about reclaiming freedom, rediscovering your body's inherent strength, rekindling your vitality, and restoring a deep sense of self-worth that empowers you in every aspect of your life. You're not merely managing symptoms. You're actively building a stronger, healthier, more fulfilling future for yourself. The changes you make today will ripple into every tomorrow, bringing greater joy and peace of mind. But there's one more surprising, yet incredibly common mistake that quietly affects your sexual health and confidence while you go about your day. It's something most men never even consider, and yet it might be the very reason you're experiencing a silent decline in your sexual vibrancy and self-esteem. Here's the final, often overlooked secret that connects everything we've discussed: the profound impact of your pelvic floor health on your sexual function, and how most men completely neglect it. Many men over 60 are completely unaware that a weak or dysfunctional pelvic floor, often ignored until bladder issues arise, can silently, subtly, yet powerfully influence their erectile strength, ejaculatory control, and overall sexual sensation, even during masturbation. It sounds trivial, but the science is clear and compelling. The pelvic floor muscles are crucial for blood flow regulation to the penis, maintaining erections and supporting orgasmic contractions. By neglecting these muscles, men inadvertently sabotage their own sexual potential. This isn't about shame, it's about empowerment through knowledge. If this video helped you understand your body better and empowered you with new strategies for health, please share it with another man who desperately needs to hear this message. Let's break the silence surrounding men's health together. Your health journey is a shared one, and by engaging, you empower not just yourself, but countless others. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'll be sharing more doctor-backed advice made especially for men like you. Leave a comment below and let me know which of these insights resonated most with you, or if you have a question. I read every comment, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. You've taken the first crucial step towards reclaiming your vitality and confidence. Now, keep going. Your best years are still ahead, and you absolutely deserve every one of them to be full of health, strength, and profound satisfaction.